Welcome, book fiends, to Wicked Good Books, a channel dedicated to books and things book adjacent. My name is Nick, and I'm the host of this channel. Welcome back, everyone, to Wicked Good Books. I'm in the middle of creating some smaller content for y'all. I've been shooting some vlogs on the side while I've been writing. I'm excited to put that one together for you, but I figured I'd check in with a little channel update, as well as give a brief little themed video for today. We're going to talk about bad habits, or at least one of my bad habits, which is impulse book buying, especially during pandemic, which is in itself rare, but I do find myself buying books quite often. I generally try to buy them as I'm reading them, or as I get them as gifts. But I have recently purchased 3 books on impulse, one of which I didn't enjoy and 2 which I'm really looking forward to. The first book on my list is A Burning, by probably butchering that name, but I believe it's Magha Majumdar. I was really excited about checking this one out. I'm really fascinated with Indian culture. I also practice Hinduism as my spiritual belief. Being able to disappear into that country, having never been, is always something I like to do at least once a year in book form. The Darjeeling Limited, directed by Wes Anderson, is actually one of my top 5 favorite films of all time. So anytime I get a chance to revisit India in book form or in film form, I try to. And when I had seen this book on the shelves, A Burning, by a newer author, the train on the cover taking place in India, I was instantly pulled into it, and I just took it home with me, had to have it. And I read it pretty quickly. I actually ended up buying the book, reading it, and I had a free Audible credit, so I used the audiobook credit for it. It was actually pretty great. It was read by Indian narrators for each character, different gender, and all the writers did an amazing job. They actually brought it to life more than I would have been able to reading it on my own. The book started off pretty slow, but it pulled me in. It had to do with like an act of terrorism that happened. It reminded me a lot of there's a show on HBO called The Night Of, where someone innocent gets pulled into a crime they didn't commit, or adjacent, or was involved in a crime that they weren't a part of, but they were adjacent to it, and they kind of take the blame for a lot of it. And it was really frustrating, at least that perspective was, because I always get frustrated when the main characters feel helpless. It can be a powerful device for writing, but when the whole book is that way, it was getting frustrating after a while. Some of the other personalities were pretty great. I believe there's a PE teacher, which is really interesting, and then there's a Bollywood actor. That was really, really interesting. That kind of made me get through the book. But I really enjoyed their character. The book itself, though, it all kind of came to a crashing halt at the end. It had a really intense, dark ending that I was not, I guess I wasn't anticipating, and it just really left me with a bad feeling. So I really did not enjoy this book. I enjoyed the audiobook halfway through, but yeah, I really did not enjoy this one. I will say that whenever I buy a book that I don't enjoy, I generally try to either give it away to someone I think will enjoy it, or I'll donate it. But generally, I can always find someone in my roster, either friends or family, that are looking for a good book to read. And I like doing that, because then if they read it and they enjoy it, I get to see, I talk to them about things, converse, and maybe they might change my mind, or maybe they'll make me reconsider certain things and reread it. So, A Burning, this one was a disappointment. So it's getting hyped up a lot for a big summer read. I had seen another booktuber, I can't remember who it was, I posted a meme about like best summer travel fiction to read. I would not consider this to be good travel fiction, at least not inspiring you to go visit these places. It's pretty grim. And it's a pretty gritty look into some of the political infrastructures and the corruption that happened in India. And I wouldn't say reading this would make you want to go there. So, but that's just my opinion. Next on this list of the 3 is The Down Days by Izel Hugo. Really excited about this one. It's a South African author. I'm probably butchering her name, Ilse Hugo. The cover popped when I saw this one. I was actually going to buy For Sister, which is also on this list, and I crossed this book. I remember seeing it on Amazon. I'm like, ooh, wow, what's that? And I pulled it up, and again, Africa being another place that I would love to go visit at some point in time in my life. I'd love to take my family, actually, but let's just read the spine here. In the aftermath of a deadly outbreak reminiscent of the 1962 mass hysteria that was the Tanganyika and laughter epidemic, a city at the tip of Africa is losing its mind, with residents experiencing hallucinations, paranoia, and uncontrollable laughter. Is it simply another episode of mass hysteria, or something more sinister? In a quarantined city, in which the inexplicable has already occurred, rumors, superstitions, and conspiracy theories abound. During these strange days, Faith works as a full-time corpse collector and a freelance truthologist, putting together disparate pieces of information to solve problems. But after Faith agrees to help an orphan girl find her abducted baby brother, she begins to wonder if the boy is even real. Meanwhile, Sands, a dealer trading in stolen ponytails, is so distracted by a glimpse of his dream woman that he loses a bag of money he owes his gang partners, leaving him desperately searching for both and questioning his own sanity. Over the course of a single week, the paths of Faith, Sands, and a cast of other hustlers, including a data dealer, a drug addict, and a sin eater, and a hyena man, will cross and intertwine as they move about the city looking for lost souls, uncertain absolution, and answers that may not exist. So this one just has those Jeff Vandermeer vibes, but takes place in our world. Not that his doesn't, but this one takes place in Africa, so it's a very interesting setting. And something about it just popped off the page to me, and I was really I saw it and I had to have it. This is one of those impulse buys, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm not going to be regretting picking this one up. Last on this list is The First Sister by Lyndon A. Lewis. I'm super excited about this one, having just blasted through the first 3 books in the Red Rising series, and wanting to hold off on Iron Gold, what I've kind of heard and gleaned off some Goodreads followers that I have that are also reading it. It seems like things just get progressively sadder for our crew, and right now they're in a happy place, so I kind of want to leave them there for a little bit, both for myself and the characters, before I move on to Iron Gold. And I think this is going to be that bridge of what I read while I'm waiting to jump into Iron Gold. But The First Sister, I had seen this one while looking at books that are similar to Red Rising. It had given me Dune and Red Rising vibes, with a little bit of Mass Effect too, actually, the video game. I saw it on Amazon, and I actually went out to get it when it came out in the store a week ago, and that's when I came across Down Days. A Burning I actually picked up a month and a half ago or so, but this was the impulse buy I was going to get, and then I ended up acquiring another one, which is usually how it goes. But just to give you a little glimpse into what it kind of pulled me in, I'll read off the spine here. First Sister has no name, no voice, and no agency. The sisterhood forced her into the role of comfort woman for soldiers of Earth and Mars, who owned the rights to her body and soul. But no more. This is her story. Leto Sol Lucius is a soldier from the slums of Venus who has sacrificed everything to escape, only to be forsaken and forgotten by the military he served so dutifully after a major defeat in battle. But no more. This is his story. Hero Valkyr is a highly trained assassin who has been told their entire life to conform to other people's standards and expectations at the expense of their own happiness. But no more. This is their story. As the battle to control Cersei reaches its head, allegiances are put to the test. First Sister, Leto, and Hero must decide what and whom they are willing to sacrifice to be heard. Part high-flying space opera, part twisty, compelling drama, and a part topical social commentary, The First Sister will grab you from page 1 and refuse to let go, lingering in your mind long after the unexpected climax of its final chapters. So that pulls me in right away. It really gives me those Red Rising and Destiny, Mass Effect vibes, and that's just some of my favorite science fiction, and that's why I picked this one up, so I'm excited to check this one out. I'm going to use this as a bridge to get me to Iron Gold. I'm probably going to end up reading that one next month. But I like to read this one physically first, so I'm excited to check this one out. So that's just a few books I picked up on impulse. I'd like to do a few more videos like these, or just little bad habits and funny traits that we have as book readers and lovers. Those are just some of my bad habits as a lover of books. I'd love to hear some of yours in the comments. If you're anything like me and you see a great cover, it has a great spine, with a compelling hook on the story that pulls you right in, especially if it reminds you of something that you love, you just can't not bring it home. Let me know in the comments, and if any of these books are on your list too, I'd love to discuss them. And if you're actually reading any of these, I'd love to get your thoughts on them, especially A Burning. I usually don't give books lower than 3 stars this past year, and I think I gave that book 2 stars. So if you're reading A Burning and you're digging it, let me know. I'd love to converse with you about it. If any of these books happen to be on your list of books you impulse bought as well, I'd love to talk to you about that too. And if you're currently reading any of these and you're really digging them or not digging them, drop it in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it. What about you guys? What about books that pulls you in? Is it the cover? Is it the spine? What about coming across a book in the bookstore or a library or on the discount bargain rack of a store? Pulls you in and makes you want to bring it home. I'd love to hear more about that from you guys as well. If there's any kind of video you'd like to see on this channel me put together, I think I did see, I had a viewer that would like to see me read and review some manga. I believe Death Note Volume 1, which it's been on my list forever. I just haven't gone around to it. But I'm definitely going to check that one out. If there's any books out there that you're digging that you want me to check out on this channel or read and add to my Goodreads pile, please drop them in the comments. I'd be happy to check them out. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. As always, stay wicked.